Hey! Alright, so now we want to show the like button and number of likes and number of comments on the screen cards. But one thing I want to fix is here in the home, where is it? Home, here. So in the home we're still using Axios. We need to create an action for getting all screens. We need to create actually a couple of actions that we're going to use as well in the Scream components. So here I'm going to import some types. So we have set screams. Maybe some of them we haven't created yet, but we will in a second. So loading data as well, like scream, unlike scream. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. We go back one level and it's types. Of course we need Axios. And here we need to do the first one is the one we needed in home. So export const get screams equals, doesn't take anything, and it just first it dispatches a loading. Oh, oops, we need to use dispatch. So here we say dispatch, and here we say dispatch an action with the type of loading data, like this. And then here we can send our request. So axios.get to /screams. Then we get our result. We dispatch an action with the type set screams, and the payload will be the response data. And here if we get any error, we need to clear out the screams. Actually we don't need a type for this. We can just dispatch so type will be the same, actually, set screams, and the payload will just be null. So we just reset them back to null, or actually empty object. Well, this will almost never happen, but you know, you never know. All right, so let's put some comments here. Let's say get all screams, and now we're gonna create the like a scream. Okay, let's say like a scream like this, and let's say unlike a scream. Okay, here in the types, let's create these new types. So what do we have? We have set screams, loading data, like scream, and unlike scream. So these are all data types or data reducer types. So here we say const or export const set screams equal set screams, not screams, set screams. We actually need another one for way later for getting one scream. That's called just set scream without an S. We need, let's control D here and do like scream. We need unlike scream, so control D unlike scream. And what else? We need the loading data, which is going to be a UI thing. So here we paste, select this, control D loading data. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay, let's do the other actions as well so that we don't have to return to this file. So export const like scream, and this will take the scream ID of which scream to like. We'll take dispatch, and first thing with dispatch, do we dispatch a loading? No, actually we don't. Let's do axios dot get and do template string /scream / $curly braces scream ID /like, and then if we get a response, we dispatch an action with the type like scream, like scream, and the payload will be res.data because we're going to get the like back. And here we can say .catch. If we have any errors, we actually just console log them. console log error. All right. So unlike scream, I think is almost the same. We can just copy and paste it here. Say unlike scream, and it takes the ID and it does the same. It sends a request to /scream/id/unlike, and here we get the data. We dispatch a type of unlike scream, and yeah, it's the same. So it's good like this. All right, let's go to the data reducer. Let me close the console window. Actually, it's taking up unnecessary space. So we need some types. So set scream. We need set screams. We need like scream. We also need unlike scream. What else? Loading data. Yeah, I think this is it for now. So types, and we need to do an initial state variable, which will have screams. So this will be the array that holds all screams, whether in the home page or in a user's page. And we have a singular scream, which will be when we want to see just the details of one scream. And we will have a loading as well, which is initially set to false. So export default function that takes a state which is equal to the initial state initially, and an action. So switch, same thing as the data reducer. So action type. And here first let's take care of the loading case. So loading data, if we're loading, we just return, we spread the state and we set the loading to true. And next case will be the set screams. Set screams, we return, we spread the state, and here we set the screams to what we get. So action.payload. Remember here, if we get the screams, here the response.data, which is in the payload, will have the array of all the screams. So we do screams action, not actions, action.payload, and we set the loading to false. So next will be the like scream. So case like scream. So in this case, what we want to do is, let me look at the Redux here. So what we want to do, if we go to Redux, we go to our state. The way we determine whether we like a scream or not, we look at the likes array, and here what we want to do is that if we like a scream, then we add that like to this array here for the user, and we also add the number of the like count. Let's say the scream has a like count of 2, we add 3 to it. Or actually no, actually we get the entire scream back once we like a scream. So we just need to find that scream in the scream array. Where is it? Why don't we have screams here? Oh, because we didn't actually have that. We don't have that reducer yet. What am I saying? So when we have the scream array, we will add the number to that scream. You'll see when we start testing it. I should have explained it later actually, but whatever. So let index. Now we want to find the scream. So let's say state.screams .screams.find index. We need to find the index in the array first. And here it's a higher order function. So the scream, we want to find the scream that has the scream .scream ID, the same as the one we got back from our payload. So if you remember, when we like a scream, we get a scream, we get that scream back, and then now we have to find it and increment its like count. So now we get the index of it, and what we do here, we do state.screams, and now we use the index equals action.payload. so we replace it in the state. And now here as well we do return state, and for the unlike scream, actually it's the same. Even when we unlike, we get a scream back with the different like count. So we can do this. We can chain unlike scream like this. Yeah, scream like this, and that means in both cases do the same right here. And we need as well to handle like scream and unlike scream from the user reducer as well. So here let's import the type. So like scream, and here we do case like, and here they are actually different. Like scream. Here what we want to do, we want to add that like, so we can, this cap key is annoying. Alright, so we return the state as it is, and here in the likes array we return an array, and we spread state.likes, and we add a new one. So here we add a new like, and it will have a user handle just like the other likes, of the state dot credentials, because it's this user, so we can use the handle from there, and it will have a scream ID of the same scream ID of the scream that's returned from in the payload, because after all we return the same scream from our server or from our cloud function. And here let's say case unlike scream. Now here is different, we just need to remove it from that array. So here we do return, and we spread the state. And here we do likes equals state.likes. We'll use filter to remove one of them. So here what we need to do, we say like. So we filter out any like which has a scream ID which is equal to the action.payload.scream ID. Alright, so we're done in the reducers. Now we need to go to our scream and actually show this like button. So here we need to actually, did we connect our home? Actually we need to connect our home. So here let's connect our home first. So here import connect from React Redux, and we need to get the get screams from Redux actions data actions, and let's get prop types. And here we need to connect the home, so connect map state to props, and here we have only one action, so we can put it here. So get screams, and we wrap this home in parentheses, and here we say const map state to props, takes the state and returns the following. So we need the data, so data is state.data. Remember, this is our reducer, our data reducer puts all the data in this data object. So we need to get this in the home, and we need to do our prop types. So home.prop types equals, we have our get screams, which is a prop types dot func is required, and we have data, which is a prop types dot object dot is required. All right, so here we don't have a state because we're gonna get them from the props, and here when the component mounts we just need to call get screams. It's actually get screams, not get scream here. And yeah, it's correct there. And here we get in the render, we get our screams rather. So from data we get, or actually we can do like this. So screams, and we need loading as well, equals this dot props dot data. So here we do, so we don't check the screams, we check the loading. And here we do just screams like this, and we don't need this parentheses actually. And here we don't need these parentheses as well because it's one element. Alright, so this should fix the home. And actually our app is crashed. So like scream is not exported because we didn't save. Let's save here as well. Assignment function called instead home line 14. Oh, home. Oh, yeah, I should call the function. Data reducer action is not defined and stay is not defined. Yes, so here it's state. And action. Oh, here's action, not actions. Yep. Okay. Okay, unlike scream is not defined in user reducer because we didn't actually bring it in, or I didn't bring it in. Come on, this time it works. Oh boy. Data return undefined during initialization. Oh, because we don't have a, I forgot about the default actually, this switch default case. So default, we just return state. Alright. Okay, this is loading. Let me reload just in case. Seems to load forever, but if we check the state, we actually have the screams. So must be some problem with the logic here. Oh, actually no, if we're not loading, then show the screams. Alright, cool. So we're getting the screams, everything works fine for home. Now let's take care of the likes, the like button. Now here under, actually first let's connect the component. So here we need connect from React Redux. And we need like and unlike, so like scream and unlike scream from Redux actions data actions. And let's get prop types while we're here. Okay, so here let's cut this and say connect map state to props and map actions to props, and here we just paste that, and here let's say const map state to props equals, takes the state and returns, we need the user. Not data, state dot user map actions to props, actions to props. For now just the two that we have, so like scream and unlike scream, and we do the prop types. So we have like scream is prop types dot func dot is required. Let's actually copy this. Oops. Here it's just unlike, and we have user is prop types dot object dot is required. We have scream which we actually have been passed here, this one. Oops. Prop types dot object dot is required, and we have classes because of with styles. All right. So here after the body, I want to put it depends on our authentication state. We're gonna create a different like button. So like button, and as well whether we've liked this screen or not. And after the like button, I want to put a span with the number. So here we'll have like count, and it says likes here. So the number of likes, next to it the word likes. And so while we're here, actually we can put the I need to bring in my button. We can put the comment ones as well. So here you have a tip that will say comments, and actually it doesn't do anything. But here we'll have a chat icon, which I need to bring in as well, with a color of color of primary. Yep, let's bring in this. Actually, it needs actually as well after this, it needs to say how many comments there are. So here we say comment count and space comments, and so we need to bring in my button and chat icon. So here let's do import my button from util / my button. And what else? The icon. So here let's say icons. Here let's say actually Redux. Space here we have import chat icon from material UI / icons / chat. And here we need to create this like button. And the way we're gonna do this is that we need to actually find out whether this user that's logged in has liked this screen or not. So I'm gonna use these two icons. So if the user has liked the screen, you see this filled heart. If not, you see this empty heart. And as well, if the user is not logged in, you see this empty heart, but when you click on it, it redirects you to the login page, because you're not logged in. You can't like a screen when you're not logged in. So here inside the component, I'm going to create a function called liked screen, which will tell us whether we've liked this screen or not. And it takes a screen ID. Actually, it doesn't need to take the screen ID because it only works for this screen. So we can do like this, and it checks if, first of all, we need to check whether we have a likes in our user object, because if we don't, that means we don't even need to check. It's false. There is no like there if there's no like array. And of course, if we don't, yeah, okay, let's do this dot props. I don't know why I was gonna say that and then I was stopped. Likes. If we have this array and this array as well has this screen, so we do this dot props dot user dot likes, and we're gonna need to use find the array higher order method, or I'm forgetting like. So we need to find a like with the like with this screen ID, so which equals to this dot props dot screen ID, because remember we have this this screen, we have it passed down from the home. So this condition find returns undefined if it doesn't find anything. So if it doesn't find one, the condition is false. So here if this is the case, then return true, else return false. All right, we save. So this will check if we've liked this screen or not. And we'll have now two functions for liking, methods for liking and unliking. And by the way, if you're wondering why I'm like saying method instead of function, because we're inside of a class, technically a function that's belonging to a class is called a method because it operates on that class alone. So this .props.scream, yeah, we just use the like scream and we pass it the ID. So .scream ID, and let me just copy this because unlike is almost the same, but we just change this to unlike scream. You change this as well. Alright, so here let's create this button. So inside of the render, let's say const like button equals, now we're gonna have two ternary operators. First thing is we're gonna check if not authenticated. Actually, we need to get authenticated as well from the props. So here in the props we have the user because we mapped it from the state. So we do user, from the user we get we get the likes. I don't think we get the likes, we get authenticated. I think we only get authenticated, yeah. So if not authenticated, then what we need to do is we need to show a button, my button. The tip will say like, and inside of this button we're gonna have a link. Let me make sure, do we have it? Yeah, we have link imported. So link to /login. So if we're not logged in, it's gonna redirect us to login, and we're gonna use favorite icon, or no, actually it's be the empty one. So favorite border. So yeah, this is called favorite border, and the other one is just favorite. So we show favorite border with the color of primary, and yeah, we close this. Let's actually import those two icons. So we can just copy this, and here replace chat with favorite because I want to call the favorite one favorite icon. Let's paste again, and here alt and select these two and say favorite border. Alright, so now we have both of the icons, we can use them. So yeah, if we're not logged in, we show the empty heart, and if we click on it, it redirects to the home page, to the login page. Else, if we are logged in, we need to do another check now. So our check would be this dot liked scream. Oh, actually I called it scheme apparently. Yeah, so liked scream. So liked scream. So now if it returns true, that means we have liked this scream. If it's in our likes array, so we need to show a full heart. So here we say my button with the tip, and now because we've already liked it, the tip should say undo like, and we're gonna have an on click for this. So on click will trigger this dot unlike scream, and yeah, we're not gonna have any classes. And here we're gonna have the favorite icon with the color of primary, and here let's copy this. Else, so if we haven't liked it, we show a button with the tip like, and it triggers like scream, and the icon here would be favorite border. So favorite border. Alright, let's save all of this and let's see if this is working. So let's go to social ape, and there we go. We've actually apparently liked all the screams. Let's look at our state. Let's put them side by side like this. First of all, let me log out, and yeah, we get an empty heart, and if we press on it, it redirects us to the login. Let's log in. So user@email.com and 1 2 3 4 5 6. So here we have 3 likes. We've liked all the screens, and if I unlike this, there's something weird with these. Oh, okay, so it's removing the wrong ones. It's removing the other ones instead of removing just that. So I think, okay, so in the use, okay, here, yeah. If I unlike a scream, it should filter out the one that is not equal. So it should just leave the other ones that are not equal to that one and remove. So filter, yeah, filter removes these ones, keeps these ones, not remove these ones. Okay, this should fix it. All right, so if I refresh, if I like, cool, it shows the number. And if you click on like scream and you click on difference, that's what it did. It incremented the like count of that scream in the screams array, and it added this like to our users like array. And it will do the same here. If you click here, difference shows you just the difference between this stage and the last stage. And if I unlike this, the unlike scream action, yeah, decrements the like count here and removes the like from the likes array. Cool. All right, so yeah, this was a long one, but we did quite a lot. So in the next one, we're gonna add the delete button and the scream dialog. So look forward to that. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Bye.